Oh my goodness gracious. What are we gonna do? Hey guys. Woo. How's it going? So, tried to do Zoom. Let me hike my pants up. Tried to do Zoom and I couldn't see anything and I couldn't hear anything. I don't know what was happening, but I'm just gonna do my live here. Question and answer. I have some questions. I have some catch-up stuff for you to do, some catch-up stuff, not catch-up stuff, even though I'm hanging out in the kitchen today because I'm cooking dinner. But, hey, Stephanie. Hey, now I can read your questions. Can't see it. Well, I couldn't see it before anyway. I don't know what was going on. I saw you log in, but then I didn't see any video, and then my video went away, and things got weird. But here I am in the kitchen. So today, guys, we are just having catch up today. We're just going over everything that we've done already. I didn't assign any extra work for today. I didn't assign any pages for you today. Just go back over everything you need to do. It's been 1 week. Oh, thanks, Jen. I like my kitchen. We still need to finish it. Like we're still finishing things. But do you want to see? But we anyway, it worked. Right, buddy? This is our kitchen. So, okay, no more screaming. 1, 2, 3, go find Dad. 1, 2, 3, go find Dad. Oh no, where's Dad? I don't know where he went. You'd rather be on camera? But I'm cooking dinner. I had we had a photographer out here that took pictures of all of our beasts, all of the babies and the beasts. And here I am cooking dinner. So I didn't assign anything extra today. I just wanted you guys to have a chance to catch up. And catch up you can do. So if you're on right now, let me know where you're at in the workbook so that we can work through it together. So if you haven't even started yet, let's revisit those exercises. If you're stuck on certain exercises, let's go over them together while you're here and get things going, because tomorrow we're going to set our goals and schedule them in. Schedule them into the planner sheets, into these sheets. So today we're just catching up. I know, Xander, can mommy have that, please? Give it to me. Give this to me. Remember? Thank you. Okay. We, thanks, buddy. So I know some people were stuck on the what are you doing tasks, exercises. And that's the one that has the org chart. And one thing that you need to keep in mind, one tip that I'm going to give you if that's where you were stuck, is that you don't even need to use this org chart or think that you need to categorize things the way an org chart is categorized. What I want you to get out of that exercise is just all of the things that need to be done for your house to survive, for you to survive, for your kids to survive. Yes, exactly. So just write out a list of the things that need to be done around your house, in your job, for your kids, for yourself, for your husband, wife, whatever. Exactly. Yes, perfect, Stephanie. So that works well, and then you can still see the balance and see where things can be rearranged, where cuts can be made, where regrouping things can be done. And that is, oh, Emmy, you probably shouldn't eat that. And that's where you can make the changes. So don't get stuck on categorizing things or making things like a job like you would in an actual org chart, like president, CEO, and then administrative assistant, and then like personal chef, personal trainer, you know, that kind of stuff. So try to just list it out if you got stuck on that one. And I think that's the advice that I gave out when people were getting stuck on it, and it made a huge difference. Can everybody be quiet? Can everybody be quiet? Okay, come here, buddy. No, turn this way. 1, 2, 3, up. Okay. So, so that is a good way to get through that exercise. If you're stuck on it, if you're not sure what to do with it, do that. Xander, you're silly. Let's see, where there was another block. Xander, no, that's on a video, buddy. Everybody can see you being goofy. You're silly. But another one was the priority list. And with the priority list, it's not a list of, it's not a to-do list. It's a priority list. So you're listing what's important, what takes like precedence in your life. So it can be kids, obviously. Kids, food, like getting groceries, house cleaning, business, self-care, those big category things. It's not like having a shower in the morning is a priority for you. And it's not getting dressed as a priority or doing laundry as a priority. They're the overhead priorities. So like the actual thing. Hey, Rianne. I'm just doing an overview of everything we've done this week. If you were stuck in the workbook anywhere or stuck on any of the exercises, Xander, leave the book, okay? Mommy's referencing it. I'm referencing the book, so please do not. So I'm going over all the exercises that people might have got stuck on. Oh, I think Daddy's coming back. Good. It's like Monkey Zoo in here. Like Planet of the Apes style. Take the giant monkey first. Ah! Oh, big hug for Dad. All right. So if you got stuck on the priority thing, message me. We can go over what you've written for your to-do list and categorize them together so that it makes more sense. So that when things come up in those categories, you can see where you want to schedule it. They're pretty cute. A little bit nuts, especially when they're on camera, but cute. You guys are good. Anyway, so if you're stuck on your priorities and you just feel like, how the hell do you live with like 50 priorities? You don't. Chances are those things can be grouped together so that we can create an actual priority list that'll make scheduling your tasks and scheduling your day, your week, your month a lot easier. So we can go over that together or do it yourself. Go back and check your priority list and see where you can group things. Then, priorities, the visualization things are really important for you to see where you might be living out of alignment with your ideals. So when you do the visualizations, you'll see maybe your ideal version of yourself does yoga every morning. Maybe your ideal version of yourself is a vegan and you're eating bacon and steak for dinner. So when you can see where you're living out of alignment, you can start to make adjustments right away so that you feel more like your ideal self. You feel like you're living your dream already. You can already become that person while you're reaching your goals. Oh, did it? See, and that's fine. Know what? Bacon is delicious. Yes, it definitely is. You should see my freezer right now. Okay, Stephanie, you know what? Why don't you, okay, Stephanie said, I don't know if you guys can see the comments, she started writing her story about her when we did that big visualization thing after we did, let me get to the page. After we did the values, we had Let's Get Visual exercise where I asked you guys to write like a script of what happens in your day, whatever, and keep going with it. Restart it if you want to. Write it about somebody you don't even know. If you started writing about yourself and it started morphing into somebody that you know, like a friend or someone that you might be that you might not idolize, but that you might admire. Thank you, Devin. Just rename give your ideal version of yourself a different name. Come up with a name for her that is you. I'm gonna put Emmy down, sorry. Here, Emmy. Want to play this? Emmy, got it? Okay. Everybody stay safe. So, when you're working on your ideal self, the visualization thing, make up a name for her, for you. And then you can't start writing about your friend, for instance, or your mom, for instance, just you. And you as this character. And I actually did that when I hired my first business coach to set my goals while I was working with her. I named myself my ideal self. And it was a totally different exercise. And then when you go about your day, when you're faced with questions or when you're faced with decisions to make, no, you cannot. What would that make? You can just make up a different name. I named my fake version of myself, like my ideal version of myself, Tara Green. And I did that because I looked up goddess names, and I think it's Buddhism. Devin will probably know. He's sitting right over here. They have the goddesses that are Taras, the Taras, and the green Tara. The description of it really resonated with me and what I wanted to feel like, what I wanted to grow into. And so I named my ideal version of myself Tara Green. And people chose different names. Another friend of mine just called hers Ashley. Like, name whatever you want, but just say, like, Ashley doesn't put up with bullshit. She's strong. She knows what she wants. She wakes up in the morning. She has a shower right away before she does anything. She soaks up the suds. She exfoliates. She moisturizes. She brushes her teeth with coconut oil and tea tree. I don't know. Right? Don't laugh at me. Write whatever it is that your ideal version of yourself does. And if you want to rename it so that you don't get sidetracked and don't start looking at it as somebody that you know and then think, oh wow, I'm just trying to be my sister, like screw this. Reinvent it completely so that you don't have to get discouraged by it. If you happen to want to do some things like that, some things that other people in your life possess, like eating keto, being vegetarian, following a paleo diet. If it's something and you have a friend who does that and you're like, man, I wish I could do that. Cool. You can totally do it. It's not, you don't have to crawl on the floor. It's not something that that you have to worry about. It's just a characteristic that you would like to possess. So don't get discouraged by it, and don't think you're just being envious, or don't think that you want to morph into somebody. It's just some characteristics that you see in someone that you admire and that you would like to incorporate in your life. So if it helps to rename them, rename it. Rename it and get through that visualization exercise, because that will help huge when you're setting your goals and making sure that everything's in alignment. La, la, la. I'm just reading the comments. Would you like some meatballs and Brussels sprouts? You should smell it in here. If you think it looks nice, smells good. Smells good too. Those puppies are almost done. I have giant meatballs in the oven. Let's see. So that's about it, guys. I want you to also write down, and this might be an easy one for you if you feel like you're stuck. Write down all the rewards that you want to give to yourself. That is on the Give Me the Treats. Give Me the Treats page. Write down all the rewards that you want to give to yourself. And do it as your ideal person. What would your ideal person enjoy? What would you like to do? Like sit down and like sip your coffee slowly while it's warm? Know what I mean? Yes, it's a good activity. You can't run out of excuses to not celebrate when you have a list of things that you want to do to celebrate. Is it like simple things that like they don't need to cost money? It doesn't have to be I went and got a $150 haircut. It doesn't have to be I got a new Coach purse. It doesn't have to be something huge. It can just be sitting on the porch having a moment to yourself. It can be sitting and having your coffee and enjoying it. Drinking some ice water. How about some flavored water? How about, you know, having a day date with one of your girlfriends and go for lunch, or just simple little things that you can schedule regularly in your planner sheets for when you reach the goals that you set for yourself. A goal by week, a goal by month, by date, by 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Have different levels of goals. Date night with your hubby, yes. My most favorite thing is playing board games. I like playing board games. It's like the most fun thing for me. And so that set up, actually a girlfriend of mine and I were talking today, and we are going like health focused in November. And on the 29th, which is her birthday, we're going to have a spa day. So that's our big reward for reaching a 30-day goal that we're setting for ourselves. So that's a big one. But in between, we're going to have these lists of small goals when we've done one full day of eating clean or fasting, like doing that fast that I was doing the last 4 days. That's what we're doing, like off and on all month next month. And it was amazing. I freaking loved it. And so we're going to keep that up. So we're going to have these small rewards for ourselves every time we reach it. So that's a fun one to do, guys. And it will help. We can use that right away when we start scheduling in your goals and helping you stick to them. Another thing, let's see, people were stuck on the fears. So things that are terrifying you, things that you just think you can't do. Let me tell you a little something about me. Okay, here's another story. I told you guys a story yesterday about my business that I kiboshed because I was terrified about the success that it could have. Freaked me right out. And you can go back to the videos and watch yesterday. It was kind of a mellow talk yesterday because I was, seriously, this happened to me and I could have had huge success with this business and I got scared and I kiboshed it. And I just said, I don't have the time, I can't do this. Haha, listen to me. So when I was 7 years old, and you guys will like this, and Jen, if you're still on, you're gonna like this. So when I was 7, I designed a house. I designed a house that's a lot like the one that I live in. When I was 16, I did a few changes to the way it looks outside. And I made it, and I designed like a mattress room in the basement when I was 7 so that I could jump around in it. That didn't happen. So, and there's also no room for my parents. I had like mom and dad's own special room when I was 7. They don't have their own special room in my house anymore. But, so there are little tweaks that I did, but the house that we built, like the kitchen that you're being envious of, is what I designed for myself when I was 7 years old. So, sounds like a pipe dream when you're 7. And actually, while I was in the living room designing it, I was told, well, if you're going to dream, you might as well dream big. You might as well go for it. And so I did, and I designed the house that I wanted, and I wanted all of the things in it. I wanted the barn, and I had 6 stalls in it. I named every horse. I had a little hut for bunnies, which I don't have here, but I have a hut for chickens. And I had dogs and cats and kids and a husband and all the things that are sitting in the living room over here. So if you think, okay, no problem, Stephanie, I'll talk to you soon. If you think the goals that you're writing down for yourself and the visualizations that you're doing and the things that you're documenting that might seem like pipe dreams are too far for you, something you can't do, like it's nice to talk about things that you want, but it's not going to happen. When you write them down, and if you seriously want these things in your life, it'll happen. Because that's what I did. I drew a picture of this house. Like this house. I drew every bedroom. I drew every bathroom. I drew the pillows. I drew the hangers in the closet. I drew the linen cupboard. I drew all the things folded oh so nicely in the linen cupboard. I drew the front door. I drew the flowers along the driveway. I drew all of it in a giant book that my neighbor gave to me. And I drew every single piece of it. And then we built it 2 years ago. Like that is, how many years is that? 27? 27. It is, isn't it? 27 years later. Oh my God. So 27 years later. No, it wasn't. It was like 23-ish. 23-ish years later, we built it. So along that road, didn't seem like I was heading towards this at all. And when I was about 23, I was like, that's not going to happen. Might as well be an idiot. But I had that goal implanted in my brain because I drew it. Every single page in that book was this house, was this life, was the horses, was nature, was the kids, my husband, was all of it. And it was just engraved in there. So write it down, visualize it, and write it down what you want for yourself, because that's what's going to make it happen. It's when you get pen to paper, like, and make the magic happen and manifest the shit out of it. Set goals that lead to it. Live the life that you would be living once you have it. And don't shortchange yourself. Everything that you want out of your life, write it down in that visualization exercise. And we're going to set the goals, and we're going to set the plan, and we're going to get things done so that you can get to it. Don't think you can't do what you want to do, ever. But that's that, guys. I don't know. I know there are 2 of you on right now, but I can't see who. So let me know if you have any questions. If you want me to go over one of the exercises, I went over a few of them here. So if you logged in a little later, I went over priorities. I went over, let me double check my list. Okay, I went over priorities. I went over get visual, the let's get visual exercise, and fears. Fears, give me the treats. I went over almost all of them. Actually, come to think of it. So if you have any questions at all, oh, and I went over the org chart so that you can fire yourself from some stuff. What are you doing? So let me know if you have any questions at all. Comment on this video. If you're logging in the replay, still post your questions. I will get to them and answer them. And answer them as best as I can, or else I'll shoot you a message and we can work through things together. If you need my help to catch up, just ask me, you guys. We can sit down and go through them together. Just want to get you guys through it. And tomorrow I'm going to go over scheduling. And guess what? Tomorrow's day 10. Day 10 of the 10-day challenge. So message me if you need any help at all so we can get you on track. We can get you scheduling things. I'm not going to encourage you to schedule anything if you haven't been through all of the exercises, because then you're going to schedule the things that you're doing now, which may not be in alignment with where you want to be. So keep that in your mind as we go forward. I want to make sure the exercises are done first. And that is that. So I hope you guys have a good night. Mwah. I will talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow's day 10. Is it seriously? Yes. No, it's not. Today is day 8. Tomorrow's day 9. Oh my God. Okay. So we're going over the goal setting and the scheduling for the next 2 days. So that still gives you time to catch up and get things scheduled before we wrap things up here. Okay. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.